Hello, John.
Hello, Oliver.
So today we're going to talk about, you have a few opinions on exclusion zones. What are exclusion zones, first of all?
Exactly. Exclusion zones might be things we would say when it was an atomic reactor or something like what they have in Britain. There'd be an exclusion zone there that wouldn't be safe to go in case you got radiation.
Mm-hmm.
But this is exclusion zones for the killing of the innocent in abortion. Now, it was passed in the Dáil in our Parliament by the majority, 100 and odd, to only 10 that objected, and the 10 that would have objected would have been pro-life people, including Mattie McGrath. And when they announced these and supported every party, including Sinn Féin, supported these and kind of cheered and were laughing and merely jeering at the 10 that were against it. And Mattie McGrath, to his great credit, is independent, and I had the pleasure of meeting him at a symposium or whatever, it was a conference I was at, and he spoke, and he was very good, and I was talking to him privately and personally, and I told him to keep up the good work and mention what I was at. And so I said I hope to interview him sometime. But Mattie, as regards Sinn Féin, criticised him as being hypocritical because of the fact that they were condemning the killing of children in Gaza, having regard for the fact that 1,400 or thereabouts Israelis were murdered and they were innocent people at a concert by the extremists in Gaza, the Hamas they're called. So they're the cause of what's going on there, and you know, because you can't just, if we had a problem here and 1,400 of our brothers and sisters killed by terrorists, we would take action if we were any good. So anyway, so this exclusion zones is to not allow anyone that might want to help these unfortunate ladies that have the great gift of bringing life into the world, then killing the babies before 12 weeks. And when you're conceived, you're already going to be born. That's you can't be born unless you're conceived, and so therefore that's when life begins. And as you progress, you're beginning to be aware, believe it or not. And so this business of the killing of the innocent is grotesque, and it's absolutely diabolical in no matter which way you look at it, because unless the mother's life is in grave danger, then the mother's life must be saved. But the business of the mothers doing this to their babies is very poor. And now these exclusion zones, which they cheered, it's just grotesque. They mightn't be born if that business of the killing of the innocent was in their time. And some of them would have been Catholics. So what's wrong with them? Well, where have they gone astray? What road have they picked? They've picked a very peculiar vocation. They've gone to serve the people, but are they serving the people with this business of exclusion zones, where children are going to be not allowed to be born, killed, and doctors even that support and subscribe to do it, they can't go near them either. So it's a very peculiar thing for any civilized society to inflict. I mean, children's lives should be saved where possible. It makes sense, doesn't it? Because in other countries, the business of the 12 weeks here they're not allowed to do it after that. But then we don't know whether it's after that as well. We don't think they're employed a strict regulation of the law, because in some countries babies can be killed nearly up to birth, and even if they're born, allowed to die. So that's the business of exclusion zones. It's bad, and it's for the purpose that they did it. It's absolutely dreadful, and the pro-life people are talking about it, but their voices is not heard, and people now are convinced that these ones are not supporting Irish people and their views. They're not respecting it at all. And the fact is that we hope and pray, and Christian TV Ireland will be hoping that the pro-life people, under the guidance and leadership of a well-known Michael Collins, named after the patriot that was assassinated in Cork, where he was from. So he wants to try and hope to have 25 pro-life TDs to contest the next election, and I suggest that he try and get 50, because once they're in other parties that might be pro-life but have to go with what they're ordered to do, that's very bad. Going against they're going against everything that's considered good. I mean, it's bad. So the exclusion zones have been criticised, and the Christian TV Ireland are criticising it, and when we're up and running, we'll be standing up for life from conception to natural death.
Thank you very much, Sean.
Thank you very much, Oliver.